Low energy, low motivation, poor focus. Most people assume it's just part of getting older, or maybe the result of stress, lack of sleep, or a busy lifestyle. But what if that's not the full story? What if something deeper is happening inside your body, something you're not paying attention to? What if your testosterone levels are lower than they should be, and you don't even realize it? This isn't just about building muscle or going to the gym. Testosterone plays a much bigger role than most people think. It affects your energy levels, your mental clarity, your mood, your strength, and even how your body stores fat. When it's at a healthy level, you feel more driven, more focused, more like yourself. But when it drops, things start to feel off. You might notice that you get tired more easily, that your motivation isn't what it used to be, that your workouts don't feel as effective, or that your body is changing in ways you didn't expect. And the frustrating part is, many people don't connect these signs to their hormones at all. Instead, they look for quick fixes. More caffeine, more supplements, more extreme routines, hoping something will bring their energy back. But often, the real issue isn't what they're adding, it's what they're missing. Because here's something most people overlook. What you eat every single day has a direct impact on your hormone levels. Not in a dramatic, overnight way, but slowly, consistently, over time. And here's the problem. Many modern diets are actually working against your testosterone, not supporting it. In this video, we're going to break down 5 powerful foods that can naturally boost testosterone, backed by science, and show you how to use them in a way that actually makes a difference. If you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, something interesting has been happening over the years. Testosterone levels, especially in men, have been gradually declining. Not suddenly, not dramatically overnight, but slowly, enough that many people don't even notice it until the effects become harder to ignore. And this isn't just about age. While it's true that testosterone naturally decreases over time, the rate at which it's happening today is influenced heavily by modern lifestyle and diet. Think about how people eat now. Highly processed foods, high sugar intake, and meals that are built around convenience rather than nutrition. These foods are often low in essential nutrients and high in ingredients that can disrupt your body's natural balance. Over time, this creates an environment where your hormones don't function the way they should. One of the biggest issues is the lack of key nutrients that support testosterone production. Zinc, for example, plays a critical role in hormone function, but many people don't get enough of it. Healthy fats, which are necessary for hormone production, are often replaced with processed alternatives. Vitamin D, another important factor, is commonly deficient, especially for people who spend most of their time indoors. At the same time, diets high in sugar and refined carbohydrates can lead to spikes and crashes in blood sugar, which can negatively affect hormone balance. Add in stress, lack of sleep, and a sedentary lifestyle, and you begin to see how all of these factors come together. The result is a body that feels out of sync. Energy levels drop. Fat becomes easier to gain and harder to lose. Muscle feels harder to build. Motivation and focus aren't what they used to be, and often people assume this is just normal. But it's not necessarily normal. It's common. And that distinction matters, because something being common doesn't mean it's something you have to accept. What makes this situation even more challenging is that many people look in the wrong direction for solutions. They turn to supplements, quick fixes, or extreme routines, hoping for immediate results. But they often overlook the foundation, the daily inputs that shape how their body functions. Because your hormones are not controlled by a single action. They're influenced by what you do consistently. and one of the most powerful ways to support that balance is through what you eat. To understand how that works, we need to look at what testosterone actually is and what your body needs to produce it effectively. To understand how food can influence testosterone, you first need to understand what testosterone actually is and how your body produces it. Testosterone is a hormone, and while it's often associated with men, it plays an important role in both men and women. It affects energy levels, muscle development, mood, motivation, and even cognitive function. It's not just about physical strength. It's about how your body operates on a daily basis. Your body produces testosterone through a complex process that depends on several key factors, and one of the most important is nutrition. Hormones don't appear out of nowhere. They are built from raw materials that your body gets from the food you eat. If those materials are missing, the process doesn't work as efficiently. One of the most critical components in this process is healthy fats. For years, fat was misunderstood and often avoided. But in reality, certain fats are essential for hormone production. Testosterone is actually synthesized from cholesterol, which means your body needs enough healthy fats to support that process. Diets that are too low in fat can limit your body's ability to produce hormones effectively. Zinc is another key nutrient. It plays a direct role in testosterone production and regulation. When zinc levels are low, testosterone levels can drop as well. This is why foods rich in zinc are often associated with supporting hormone health. But again, this isn't something that happens instantly. It's built over time through consistent intake. Vitamin D is another factor that many people overlook. It functions more like a hormone than a traditional vitamin and is closely linked to testosterone levels. Low levels of vitamin D are often associated with lower testosterone, which is why exposure to sunlight and foods that support vitamin D intake are so important. Protein also plays a role, particularly when it comes to maintaining muscle mass and supporting metabolism. While protein doesn't directly increase testosterone, it supports the overall environment your body needs to function properly. When your body is nourished and balanced, hormone production tends to be more stable. Now here's where things become interesting. Many people assume that if they're missing these nutrients, the solution is to take supplements. But whole foods offer something that supplements often cannot: synergy. In a whole food, nutrients exist together in a natural balance, working together to support absorption and effectiveness. Instead of isolated compounds, your body receives a complete package that it knows how to use. On the other hand, there are also factors that actively work against testosterone production. Diets high in sugar and processed foods can disrupt hormone balance. Excess sugar can lead to spikes in insulin, which over time can negatively affect testosterone levels. Processed foods often lack the nutrients your body needs, while introducing ingredients that can create imbalance. Stress is another major factor. When your body is under constant stress, it produces higher levels of cortisol, a hormone that can interfere with testosterone production. Lack of sleep has a similar effect. Your body needs time to recover and regulate itself, and without proper rest, that process is disrupted. This is why it's important to see the bigger picture. Testosterone is not controlled by a single food or a single action. It's influenced by a combination of diet, lifestyle, and daily habits. What you eat, how you sleep, how you manage stress, all of these factors work together. But here's the encouraging part. Because these factors are influenced by your daily choices, they are also something you can improve. You don't need extreme changes. You don't need complicated systems. Just small, consistent adjustments in the right direction. And one of the most effective ways to start is by focusing on the foods that provide your body with the nutrients it needs to support hormone production naturally. So now that you understand how testosterone works and what your body needs to produce it, the next step is simple. Which foods should you actually be eating, and how can you include them in your daily routine in a way that feels natural and sustainable? Now that you understand how testosterone works and what your body needs to support it, the next step is making this practical. Because knowledge only matters if you can actually apply it in your daily life. And the good news is, this doesn't require a complicated plan. It starts with choosing the right foods and using them consistently. Let's start with eggs. Eggs are one of the most complete foods when it comes to supporting hormone health. They contain high-quality protein, but more importantly, they provide cholesterol, the building block your body uses to produce testosterone. For a long time, cholesterol was misunderstood and avoided, but your body actually depends on it in the right amounts. Eggs are simple to include in your routine. You can have them for breakfast, add them to meals, or use them as a quick source of nutrition during the day. Next is fatty fish, like salmon. Fatty fish are rich in omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin D, both of which play a role in hormone regulation. Omega-3s help reduce inflammation, creating a more balanced internal environment, while vitamin D supports overall hormone function. Many people are deficient in vitamin D without realizing it, especially if they spend most of their time indoors. Adding fatty fish into your diet a few times a week can make a meaningful difference. Then we have pumpkin seeds. These small seeds are one of the best natural sources of zinc, a mineral directly involved in testosterone production. When your body doesn't get enough zinc, it can limit your ability to maintain healthy hormone levels. Pumpkin seeds are easy to use. You can eat them as a snack, add them to salads, or mix them into meals without much effort. They're simple, but highly effective. Leafy greens, especially spinach, are another important addition. They are rich in magnesium, which plays a role in supporting hormone balance and muscle function. Magnesium also helps your body relax and recover, which is essential for maintaining overall balance. Leafy greens can be added to meals in many ways: salads, smoothies, or cooked dishes, making them a flexible option. Finally, nuts like almonds and walnuts. These provide healthy fats that support hormone production and overall energy levels. They also offer a combination of nutrients that help your body maintain stability over time. Nuts are convenient and easy to include as a daily habit. A small handful can be enough to provide benefits without overcomplicating your routine. As you start incorporating these foods, there are a few simple principles to keep in mind. Avoid excessive sugar and highly processed foods, as they can work against your hormone balance. Try to get some exposure to sunlight when possible, since it supports vitamin D levels. And most importantly, focus on consistency rather than perfection. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Just start by adding 1 or 2 of these foods into your daily routine. Over time, those small changes begin to build into something much bigger. Because when you consistently give your body the nutrients it needs, it starts to respond. And that's when you begin to notice the difference in how you feel. When you take a step back, it becomes clear that supporting your testosterone levels doesn't require anything extreme or complicated. It doesn't mean following strict diets or relying on expensive supplements. In many cases, it starts with simple, everyday choices: what you eat, how you live, and the habits you repeat over time. These 5 foods are not just random additions to your diet. They are practical tools that your body can use to support balance, energy, and overall health. And the most important part is not doing everything perfectly. It's starting with something small and staying consistent. Maybe you begin with eggs in the morning, or add a handful of nuts as a snack. It doesn't have to be dramatic to be effective. I'd love to hear from you. Which of these foods are you going to start with? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want more simple, science-based nutrition tips that actually fit into your daily life, make sure to subscribe. Because real change doesn't happen overnight. It's built through small habits, done consistently over time.